welcome on back to the Double T Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A, the host of your show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. Us boxing junkies, this is the rehab. We're talking that undisputed bout. Franchon, Dezurn taking on Elin, what's her name, Cruz. I went back and forth on this fight a lot. Elin Cederoos. Undisputed. This is a tough fight because they both, to me, their strongest points is also their weakest points. That's going to get them the L. Franchon is the WBC and the WBO champ. Elin's the WBA and the IBF. They're about the same record, I do believe. 8-0. What is it? 8-0 and 7-1. Franchon is 5-8 with 72 each reach. So even though she's the shorter person, she has the reach by 2 inches. But she's gonna be punching up to the 5'10", 70-inch reach Elin. Like I said, this fight, I went back and forth in my mind a lot on this fight. She's 7-1. With 2 knockouts. And of course, we know her one loss, her debut against Shields, and she's been on a winning streak ever since. Her competition, they fought about the same competition. The only winning record she faced was Cornejo. And Cornejo, she got a nice jab, but that's about it. And Jimenez, we as a boxing fans, the average person is going to say, damn, Jimenez beat her ass because she was on some shit. No, Jimenez lost weight because she was on some shit. If you watch Jimenez when she was at heavyweight, that's how she fights. So she's lucky. Franchon got real lucky about her Jimenez's weight loss, because, like I said, that's how Jimenez fights. So I think the PEDs was about some gender shit. I don't think the PEDs was helping her for the bout. I think it was inner shit, but hey, that's another story. And Elin fighting the princess. Is that who she just fought? I forgot what Alicia's called. The Empress. 5'10.5" with 70-inch reach. 8-0 with 4 knockouts. So if you want to play a numbers game, she's a 50% knockout artist. And her opponents, she just got a knockout over 12-7, Floris Maturi. She won against Hermans. Like I said, if you want to go by the records, they fought about the same upside down record people as far as numbers. In the later of their career, Elin has fought better competition with a positive record in the last 3 fights. Alicia is 12-1, Floris is 12-7, Famik is 9-2. You go to Dezurn, her last fights: Ashley Curry 8-13, Jimenez 12-0, Cornejo 13-3. Then she's 0-2. Then Cornejo again at 12-2. Then Tiffany Ward 4-9. Read into that what you want. You get at the females in that weight class, they just gotta stay busy just to stay sharp. Yeah, I get that. You can't really read too much into it, but it's there to have it to be discussed. Just because you're staying ready, what competition is keeping you ready? Now again, I say what's gonna win this fight for these women is also something that could lose them fight for them. I go back and forth on this pick. The key to me is Dezurn's going to have to work behind a jab. She's famous for the heavy hitter, the heavy hitting queen. She's famous for her right hand. Her right hand does some damage, but she doesn't set it up. Barry's always telling her, set it up, jab, jab, jab. If she can jab and set up the right hand, she could win this fight, I think, easy. Because Elin is open for that right hand all day. We saw the Empress do it. Work the body. Start working the jab. But the reason why Cruz needs to work that jab is so she could, double up, get herself inside to set up the overhand right. Not just that, but start faking a jab, get Elaine's high guard up, then go to the body. Then once that body starts getting raw, she could feint the body, throw the overhand right, and we saw the Empress rock Elaine with that. Now, as far as Elaine, she's a 1-2 machine. She's that European fighter. She'll punch straight down the middle, no problem. She's pretty good movement, and I said, for her being so damn big and a heavy girl, that movement, just like all movers, like Caleb Plant, sometimes they move too much and it exerts their energy away from their offense. But are they the same fighter if they don't move? I don't know. That's why I think Caleb Plant's going to lose against Canelo, unfortunately. Eventually he's going to get tired. And I think the same thing with Elaine. If she could move to her right, staying away from the right hand and throwing down the middle, but she's going to have to do some type of body work. But she's tall, and she's going to have to bend her knees, because the trainer tells her, you watch her fights, the trainer tells her a lot, bend your knees, don't stand tall, just go doing body work, because she leaves her head open, and that's that overhand right. Tough one, man. Will she be able to put Franchon on the back foot? Because Franchon's going to come forward. Elaine can move pretty well. She, even though she has that shorter reach, she's going to be a taller person. So backing up on the back foot, allowing the shorter girl to come in into a jab, that's almost deadly dynamite right there. You're going to be following a 1-2, 50% knockout artist. And the female, that's a high knockout ratio, 50%. So Franchon cannot follow her, because she's going to walk right into a 1-2, a 1-2, a 1-2. She needs to hit that body. Like I said, this is a tough fight. Elaine, I said the keys is the jab, the double jab, work the body, and then come over with the right hand for Franchon. Elaine needs to work the movement away from her right hand, do her 1-2s, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to say we got to hug and push her back. Will she be able to push Franchon back? I don't know, but Franchon is definitely a different fighter, because when she's coming forward, dropping that bomb, she's stepping into that strength shot. If Elaine could push her back and then circles off to the right, it's gonna be deadly. And I hope Franchon, I get it, she's a fashion diva, she's doing her thing, but I hope she comes in with proper hair. It's time. There's been her last 2 fights that I couldn't find the Curry fight. Her last fights that it's never let your fashion statement interfere with your fighting. And we've seen get that shit off her head. The fight before that, it's getting in her eye against Cornejo. So it's just like, learn when to stop being cool. I hope she comes in with a proper hairstyle, because I don't want nothing to be a distraction from this undisputed fight. This is a good fight right here. Like I said, originally I was going with the 1-2 just straight down the middle, because the punches are hard from Elaine. Boom, 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 straight down the middle, but the body's open. And I feel Franchon is a more overall, I guess in boxing, they like to say, got more tools in the toolbox. More punches to deliver. Although Elaine can throw uppercuts and hooks, she doesn't bend her waist, her knees as much, and she's tall and she's chin heavy. She's chin open. Franchon should win this fight with more tools in the toolbox. I think she'll catch. I think Elaine's gonna start off real strong with the 1-2s and the movement, but if she can't push Franchon back or hug her, Franchon's going to wear her out with more punches to the body, and then the setup with the overhand right. So I'm going with Franchon by a majority decision. Split. Now I'm majority, because someone's going to have this fight a draw, and I'm going majority decision. Not confident in this one, because part of me think Elaine's going to upset really bad upset her really bad with the 1-2s down the middle. But at the same time, that right hand, and I think Franchon is just better at the body and the set. And like I said, more tools in the toolbox, more punch arsenal. And I think it's going to win this fight. I'm going with Franchon Dezurn in a tough majority decision. Thank you for your time and support. Just a double RT boxing trip. I wouldn't. Like I said, my original pick was Elin, but just the more tools in the toolbox fixes the car. Thank you for your time and support.